Let's see, there we are. Welcome, welcome. It is day 24 of the Art by Marlene Advent Calendar 2024. Today is the 24th of December. It is Christmas Eve in a lot of parts of the world. And I want to welcome you and wish you a lovely Christmas weekend. But today I'm just going to share with you what we're going to do. I'm just finding myself on the timeline on Facebook in the Art by Marlene Creatives group. I just want to make sure the sound is off. Better. Otherwise you will hear a repeat of whatever I say on Facebook. So welcome. Once again, I didn't announce the live today, but it's just so I can plan it all in for today. This is the little envelope for today. Again, I think it's a very cute little one today. And of course, it's got some of the stamps that I designed and the day 24 with the little girl and my little, she was on rice paper once and she was a paper element once. So we've got all these little thingies there. And today's stencil is this little stencil. And what I like about this stencil, let me just grab, I did make a sample with this one beforehand. And you can see what I did is I cut these from the envelopes and I stuck some gauze on there and I used my metallic stencil paste in, let me just see, in the color Over the Ocean. And in the back there I actually just used a paintbrush and I just spread Blue Madness, which is my stencil paste in the blue, over the whole back. I did some of my navy colored acrylic paints, the Police, and I just let it drip down and then I put that in, did a bit of shading under my fishy and my crab, and that was it. So that is a really easy way to play with it. And today I think I'm going to do something like an abstract. I've got no idea what I'm going to do actually. So let me not say I'm going to do that, because then I'll probably end up doing something totally different. Hi Louise, hi Heidi, hi Ilse. Welcome. So what I have done today is, let me just see. I have prepped my pages. I'm just putting the acrylic blocks so I have some leverage, so I can work on something, and it's actually now becoming too thin. So I might actually grab a different acrylic block, see if that works better. Let's see if we can do this. This one is just a tiny bit thicker. Yes, that'll just give me a better, easier way to press on top of that. So that's what I use my acrylic blocks for. Hi Michelle, hi. Happy Christmas Eve, girl. So what I did here is just prepped it. I was really bad. I used a wet paintbrush and I didn't gesso under there. So the water came under my paper and then it bubbles. So that is a bummer, but that's just the way it is. So what I was thinking of doing today is I was thinking of doing a little abstract. And if it's going to work, I don't know. Got no idea. But I think that is the way that I'm going to go. So I'm just going to grab some paper to the side here, just to prep my pages, just to put it down in the background, and maybe just whiten the ends or lighten the ends of my pages a bit. It's all too pink. I just prepped the page. So let's go in with some white. And I'm going to use my palette, my silicone spatula, like a palette knife for this. I'm just going to go in the ends there. And if you want to do larger areas, you can actually just use your credit card to do this. I just need some light in there. It's just too pink for me to start with. So sometimes when you feel you don't know what to do with the project, just change your base or change your color. Just go into a different direction. Sometimes that helps you to just give you a prompt to get loose in your page and just to start something totally different. So, and now I will go in with the pink again. I'll add the white in that, and I'll just grab a bit of that funky, which is my bright pink, just to make sure let me just move this slightly. Put my lamp closer. Just in case you all can't see. There we are. Slightly put that on that side. And now you've got a very grungy base for your page. So that is just a good starting point to look at what you want to do. So what I was thinking of at first when I saw the stencil is maybe going from a baseline and then going in with these abstract patterns, but then I thought it's also looks like cracks or whatever, so it's also nice to go in from the outside to the inside. And because if you use it like this, it'll look like waves or netting, and like this it's almost like something's hanging from the top there. So I think I'm gonna go in with that part first, having things hang from the top. So I will have to just quickly unplug my iPad, because if I don't plug it in, you won't be with me in 5 seconds, because my iPad is really almost empty. There we are. And just give this a quick dry. Just give this a quick dry. So today I'm going for a much grungier page than I usually do. There we are. So let's see, I'm going to go in and let's just clean this off. And let's start, and I'm going to use wine. And I'm going to mix my wine with Kissy. Which is my pink undertone red. And you can see if you combine, if you see them next to one another, you'll see this is actually like a firehouse red, and this is a pinkish red. More lipstick color. Kissy. And then let's see. I might go in with a bit of that dark purple, which is royal. And I'll mix that in with fuchsia. There we are. So I'm just going to grab a sponge. Once again, press it down, clean it off. Or shall I do negative? What do you think? Positive or negative? I think positive stenciling. Negative stenciling is when you put the paint on and you remove everything. I think positive. Because otherwise you'll just see the netting if you do negative. And you won't see the open spaces. And you're going to use this as a prompt to have these that's coming in from there, and then let's add these. Go into there. Oh, Ilse, you also said positive. Good. Good on you. Let's grab a bit of that again. Let's just add that to that side. It's kind of like leaves coming from the top. There we are. I think that looks quite nice. Don't you think? So let's just make sure we've got just a singular one coming down there, over here. And I'm going to draw that even longer down to the side. There we are. So you can see it really looks like now it's like it's plants coming down from the top. So put this slightly to the side so I can just have my workspace free. So what I like to do, make sure this is dry, and then I'm going to go in with my paint markers and always give it a good shake. I just do this and that, so just a good shake so you have them exactly, just if you want to draw anything in extra. And I'm doing this because I want it to look more natural and not just stenciled. I kind of like it when we use stencils as a prompt, and you don't use stencil, it doesn't look stenciled exactly in your end result. So I kind of like to go in and faff around. And I'm using the Art by Marlene acrylic markers for this. Let me see who's on there. Nitsi, hi. Ilse, Leanne, Patty, Michelle, Ilse, and Lisa, Anna Marit. Hi. Great to see you all on here. So there we are. There we see. So there's someone knocking on my door. Oh gosh, it's the neighbor's parcel was delivered here. And then they don't know I'm live. And they keep on knocking for me to open the door. I'll explain later. There we are. So I'm going in with the lighter color now. So we've got that first layer in. So the first layer is quite nice. And now we're going with the second layer. And you don't have to do everything specifically on the design. You can go in between as well. It's just so you can have it that it looks more painterly. So we add that in all around. And then we go in, of course, with the black and white. So give this one a shake again. And we can go in and just I'm just wetting my finger. And if you have more markers, use your older ones. So you have just a slight, you don't have a very hard line. Because I'll show you the difference. Where's the other one? If I use my newer marker, it'll stand out too much. Can you see that? It just stands out too much. I use my older marker, which is almost, the paint's almost finished in there. And I just use it and it kind of blends better. So both has got a function. So you can buy my paint pens, the black and white, you can actually buy in a set of 3. So you'll have 3 black and white ones. So you start using your first one, and when your first one is almost finished, don't throw it away, don't chuck it when you take out your second one. Keep it, because it's just great for these type of blending goals and things that you do. Bit of moisture with that. So that just gives you a bit more definition at the top there. So it doesn't look too funky. Then I'm going to go in and I'm going to use, I think, a fine liner. Or shall I do another color on top of that? Maybe just one more color. Yeah, the markers are wonderful, Lisa. I know. I really enjoy them too. Just maybe one more color. Just for that layered effect. Let's do one more color. Where's the stencil now? There we are. Found it. I hid it from myself. I was like, okay, figures. I say one more layer and then I can't find the stencil. I'm going to go in with one more layer of on top of that, just for a more layered look. I hope that what I do makes sense, and that you all don't think, oh my gosh, what is she doing? See, this, for me, this makes more sense when it's more layered, and you just have that extra layer of color in there. As long as you're all not sitting there thinking, idiot, what are you doing? That wouldn't be great, would it? That is better. Do you show how to make it in one of your videos at the beginning of December? Anna Marit, yes. If you go to the featured videos up in the Art by Marlene group, you'll find all the videos, the prepping for the classes, everything. But you can also go to my YouTube channel, and there is actually an Advent Calendar 2024 album where you can find all the videos, and you can just follow one after the one another. And they're actually marked the prep video, video 1, 2, 3, up to wherever. So I'm going to just go in with my sponge and then just slightly go over the edges. I just don't want any sparks of pure white coming through at the top. So I'm just toning that down at the top there. So you really have light and then you really have dark up there. Okay. And now we'll have to start, and we'll have to start from the bottom. What are we going to do here? So I do want some layering going on, but I don't know exactly how I want to do it. I thought maybe using a piece of this and stenciling over that and then cutting it out, or on this one. Let's see. Let's just move this aside for 1 second. And then let's do some stenciling and see if it works. Maybe I think, I don't like this. And maybe I do. But we'll never know if we don't try. So I'm just stenciling on a piece of collage paper, and I will also here do the darker stenciling on top of that, slightly to the bottom. So if I do that, put this aside, grab my marker, my paint marker. Just make sure if it's not the same one, I'll just have to give it a shake. I'm going to do that. And then give it a piece of, just like I want, just add a bit of white in that part there too. Just want to add these little light elements on top of there. And then I'm going to cut this out, and if it's not pretty, then it's just the way it is. I try to not cut it out exactly the same as the rest. So it looks a bit organic. So that is the way that I'm going to just add that to the bottom. But then if I have someone standing here, she will actually stand behind these bushes. I can stencil further here, but then she can stand behind something. So I wanted to use one of my girls. And let's see. I can add her like, where the hell am I? I think I like her. I can look for another one, but I think I'm going to go for with her. Now maybe I should just stick to her once, or go for mouse. I can also go for mouse in there. No, I'm going to go for the girl. Decided. So why change something if you've already decided? Let me just plug my iPad in again. There we are. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with her, because this is going to make sense to me. This little girly up there. So I'm going to first, before I put her in, I want to put some stenciling over here. And I might try and do a bit lighter. So I'm going to put that neon pink just to the side there. Tiny bit of white. I'm just going to cut off the edge of my sponge, so I have a clean slate. So I've got a lighter pink, and I'm just going to go in and, oh, you don't even see that, so I'll have to go darker. So I'll have to go in with a bit of that pinky red that you will see. So just make sure that I take that away. And all I want is just slightly have some stenciling going on there, and just fading it. Maybe go in with a bit darker. Slightly go in again. Just a bit of a layered effect there. So once I put her there, it won't be just like an empty spot there. It'll look like there's something happening, but without it being in your face, because that is totally to the background then. So I think that's it. So I'm just going to glue the back side of this towards the bottom. And I'll glue her up, and I'm using the Art by Marlene sticky glue, of course. If you haven't tried it, Please do try it. It is really a fantastic glue. Once you're used to working with it, doesn't take much getting used to though. You will be really happy. I'm just going to move this slightly towards the side. And you will see I move it around because I know that I can just remove that glue with a baby wipe. I don't even have to because it dries clear. It dries totally clear. So I've got her there. And then we'll have to go on with the stenciling just slightly from the bottom here. Maybe quickly remove that. Just putting the edge, let it come out from underneath there. Yeah, that's better. And then this one moving up there. And then trying just with my baby wipe, whatever I don't like, I move it away while it's still dry. There we are. Stick that down. And then we can go and we can start playing around. So over here, I will need something to fill up that space, and I'm going to grab my golden oldie book for that. I first actually thought I would use my washi stickers, so let's see what I'm going to grab here. Kind of like the look of having a huge ice cream, but then I'll have to just put this aside. If I have that huge ice cream, I will have to lift. I haven't taken the little armpits out. You see that I forgot to press them out. These little pieces that you just have to press out. You can see I easily remove them. Luckily I didn't glue them that well. I like the idea of the ice cream there. Hi Tam, shouldn't you be in bed already? Tomorrow's Christmas Day, you can open your presents. So I'm going to just slightly make this smaller. And you can cut anything smaller. That's just the easy way that I do things. Just cut pieces off and they become smaller. So I'll just have to cut that off. There we are. And this is not shiny, so let's just see if I can change the angle of this. So it's not that shiny on her. That's better, so you can also see. I don't like glare on my page because then you can't see. Let's stick her ice cream in there. She's going to have a party, this little girlie. So let's stick her ice cream down. And then I'm thinking of having a large cake on the other side. Or maybe toadstools. That'll also be nice. So I'm going to try the toadstools first and see if I like them. Having a few of these coming out from there. Let's see what else we have. See, this will fall off from the page. I kind of like the idea of having the toadstools coming through. Maybe this one. And cutting the edges off. Something like that. That is what we can do. That's one option. That's option one with the toadstools. But option two is having the suitcases standing up here and maybe have a large cake on it, on top of it. I do have the cake somewhere. There's one cake here. Do I have more cakes? Not on this page. That's maybe too pink. That's my immediate thought. But this one is too big. Then I'll have to do it to the bottom. So I'm going to go with this one and I'll just brighten it up. And I just want to see one more thing. And that's maybe if I want to add a little lantern. Just with a spark of color on this side. And then maybe having, just see how many of these do I have in the book. Having a few of these hanging down from the top. So I think I only have two, and two is not really what I like, but maybe I have another one somewhere. No, I don't think I have more lamps in this one. Maybe a lantern, having a lantern hanging there with it. I might have a couple of lanterns still in here. Let's see. Sorry for me searching through my books. Just a few flowers at the front. So I'm not going to go with the toadstools though. That I've decided. But now we'll have to find another lantern. I should actually memorize on which page everything is, because my books are becoming, I'm having too many things to remember. see, not here. This is not the lanterns, but we're getting there though. It should be somewhere. Here we are. And use these little, like a little lantern in between. Having one hang there. Doesn't really work, does it? You can just maybe draw them as well. No, I'll just have to draw a couple of lanterns. That is just the way that we will have to go. So let's put this aside. This is my story. This little girlie is going to a party. And we're going to stick her down. So maybe just make sure that we cut. I mean, it's not that disturbing if you see pieces of this popping out. Most people don't even notice it. I'm just going to go in just with the large pieces, and the smaller pieces I don't worry about, because you can go in, and I'll show you how you can fix that if you don't want a fuzzy cut. So let's get the, where did I put my glue? Glue. There we are. So I like the pop of color. Yellow is opposite purple on the color wheel. So when you use those two next to one another, it really makes it pop. So that is just something to remind yourself of why you use certain colors and why it works. So in the corner here, I want to do those 3 flowers. Oops. The 3 flowers. Then the suitcases, they don't need cutting down. We can just put them in as is. And we will give them a base later on so they're not floating in mid-air. And over here, this is something that I do want to cut. So let's go in. Just make sure you cut everything you want. So what are you all doing for Christmas? Everyone had huge parties. We're just home waiting. Our daughter's coming home this evening. She has to work today, so my husband is fetching her from Amsterdam. So there we are. Let's have that party there. And then I'm just going to go in and start my painting. So I'm going to add some yellow. I'm just going to make sure which white is it, the other one I need. Just going to draw in my lanterns. And I'm going to have one hanging here. And I'm going to have one hanging there, or maybe over here and over there. So that is just my base for my little lamps that I'm going to have. Then I'm going to go in, and that is the top part of the lamp. So start with a circle, then a little square at the top, and I'm going to have that dry. I might actually have one down to the side here too. That is just, and that has to dry first, and then we can go in. This is too thick, so we'll need a smaller paintbrush. Just give me 1 second. So this part is going to go in. And now I can go over with my yellow over the white. And that is going to make it look much better, because if I just go with the yellow on top of that background, it is not going to work, because you will see it through. Yellow is quite translucent. No big Christmas party, Louise. Oh, to Magaliesberg. Oh, that is beautiful. For those of you that don't know South Africa, Google Magaliesberg. It's gorgeous. Okay, let's add some white to there. Just softly blending it out. You don't want it to see white, because your highlight is only going to be at the end, but you don't want it to look like just like a flat yellow surface, because that's not what a lamp looks like. So you just want to blend it a bit. Then that lamp, just having it come out a bit more. There we are. That is nice. So then we go in, and we'll have to have a fine brush. And let's grab this brush, and then we're going to go in with our pure red and pink, turquoise, our yellow we have. What is it? Oh, you had dinner with friends as well. Nice, Marianne. So with this, I'm just going to go, I don't like that green in the scene with the rest. So I'm just going to add a bit more color there. And I'm just going to go on the border here with a few dots, just so the transition between the suitcase and the cake is more obvious. And then I'm going to go in with white in between there, just to give you really the idea that it's a nice cakey colourful scene. So let's go in there. Let's add a bit more icing dripping there. We're just making it slightly lighter so it just stands out more. And then adding a bit of paint over your paper element just to, so it looks more integrated into the rest of the page. And then at the bottom here I will add a bit of that blue. I'll just grab a different brush because that one's not going to work. You can see you want it a bit darker even, so we'll have to go with a black and slightly just tone down the black a bit by mixing it a bit with the purples and the red. So you grab that and then you add that with it, so you don't have a black, otherwise it will be quite harsh on your page and it'll just stick out like a sore thumb. You can add it to the rest of the shading too, behind your little girl. Kind of just making it produce a little scene here. Produce. I don't know how about else you see creating. Oops. I'm painting onto the next page, which is not what I want. So that is a bit the way that I work. So what I see now is that this is going skew. So what I will just do is put my stencil down, make sure that that space is the same, and just make sure that my horizon is a bit straight, because you don't want a wonky horizon. That is a bit something that needs to be rather straight. Otherwise it just looks weird. So, oops, I just dragged that through the paint again. Great, and no one's warning me. So, now we have that. Now these are dry, so I can start drawing those in. So what I'll just do is, let's create a little block like that, and then this, and then a little spiral, and then here just do like a globe with a little dot at the top, and then a so that is what we do. Just these little thingy, a little ball at the top, then so you've got your little lamps hanging from the top there. I just like it because it's a bit higgledy, what do you call it? It's just higgledy-piggledy. And it just looks like fun when you have those little lanterns or lamps. globes coming from the top. Marie, I can't read what you're writing. It's disappearing, your writing. I'll have to watch back to see what you just wrote. I could see something from a buffet or something, and then it disappeared. So there we've got our lamps. And I think that looks quite cute. So you've got your little lamps hanging on your scene. You've got your ice cream on there. And now I will definitely go in and just make sure that this cake on this side, which is quite a feature, is just drawn in a bit more. Thanks, Kay. I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas too. I will still be on tomorrow for one last time, and then you can miss me for a long time again. Maybe I'll be alone on tomorrow and no one will watch. That'll be weird. But yeah, it might happen, I think. So what I will do is just here, make sure I've got a bit more white against my cake at the top there. And I'll just blend it out a bit. But I just want to make sure that that cake really stands out. And if it's all too busy around it, you won't see it that much. So what I'll do is just go in, make sure there we are. You can see that makes it looks a bit more coming out from the rest. And then your lamp, I'll just add a bit of light to that. Then I'll go in and just a few places, make sure I have highlights really coming out. Even on my little ice cream. And my lamp here over there. Oh, you'll be here tomorrow. Thanks, Michelle. Hi, Irene. That'll be wonderful. I don't know exactly what time, but I think it will be in the morning, because everyone will be wanting to sleep out because we do Christmas Eve gifts, so we won't be up tomorrow morning early for gifts, so that'll be so I'm hoping to be going on at 11, between 10 and 11, I think, somewhere around there. And then just a bit of a highlight just to, so you can see that it's actually a light, that it's shining. And then over here, the flowers. And I'm just going to go in behind this and draw in those little shapes, just so I have a foreground coming in over here. So it just looks like a more of a foreground there. So that's it. I think that'll do the trick. What I just want to do is make that little cherry on top more red. I want it bright red. I want to see the paint. And also these little cherries. Making sure that they're really, really red. And then the only thing that I'll have left to do is add day 24 to the mix. So let's go in. Cut day 24 out. And then day. So where we're going to put this? There. Don't know where else to put it. There is nowhere else to put it. And where did I put the 24 now? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Found it. $24. And tomorrow is the last day. I can't believe it. And I hope that you all have enjoyed it. And you will enroll all of your artworks in the albums that we've created for them. That'll be wonderful. So let's see. And I hope that I can surprise you with beautiful, 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 beautiful. I'm just going to use this. I'm only going to create a little circle. Then I'm going to stick that on. So let's see, how big can the circle be? Let's do it rather big. And then I will cut it off on the edge. So my January collection is, I feel, fantastic. So I hope that you will embrace it just as much as me and your store owners, that where you buy your stuff as well. So I'm going to just add this day 24. Otherwise it's just going to fall off. So I'm going to do that. Oh, this is lace, so don't stick with lace, use your glue. So let's do 24 on there. Oops. And then day. Just a bit skew and oblong. So while the glue is wet, I can just take any excess off with my baby wipe. So my glue dries matte. So if you've got a smooth surface like the envelopes are shiny, and the glue dries matte, you will see the matte of the glue. So that's why I wipe it down. If I have a shiny surface, I wipe it down with a baby wipe. So then you know why I do what I do. So there we are. We do it a bit like this, yeah. Not totally straight, a bit on an angle. There we are. That is our day 24 and only one little day left to go. Can you believe it? So I hope you enjoyed that. And I'll take it closer to camera so you can see. And that's our day 24. So you can see how you can use the stencil. Thank you very much for joining me. Bye.